Good morning, everyone. Today we're waking up to news that will echo through the halls of Lambeau Field for years to come. The Packers have made a stunning decision, one that's left fans across Wisconsin and the entire NFL world in disbelief. They're moving on from star cornerback Jaire Alexander, a player who's been at the heart of Green Bay's defense for nearly a decade. This isn't just a routine roster move, it's a seismic shift for Green Bay's defense and their entire team-building philosophy. The Packers are signaling a new direction, one that could reshape the identity of the franchise for seasons to come. Alexander was more than just a player. He was a cornerstone, a first-round pick who brought swagger, confidence, and a relentless work ethic to the field. From the moment he was drafted, he set the tone for the defense, inspiring teammates and intimidating opponents. For 7 unforgettable seasons, he energized fans, shut down the league's top receivers, and became a fixture in Green Bay. His highlight reel interceptions and lockdown coverage made him a fan favorite and a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. But as the seasons wore on, a cycle of injuries began to take its toll. The massive contract that once seemed like a bargain started to weigh heavily on the team's salary cap. The Packers' front office faced a difficult crossroads: hold on to a beloved star or make a bold, calculated risk for the future. Losing a top-5 cornerback is never easy, especially one who's meant so much to the community and the locker room. But the business side of football sometimes demands tough, even painful choices. The decision to move on from Alexander is a reminder that the NFL is as much about strategy and numbers as it is about passion and loyalty. Today, we'll break down how we got here: the highs, the lows, the contract negotiations, and the suspension that complicated matters. We'll look at the pivotal moments that shaped Alexander's career and the factors that led to this franchise-altering decision. The departure of Jaire Alexander is one of the biggest stories of the offseason, with major consequences for both team and player. It's a move that will be debated by analysts, fans, and former players for years, and its ripple effects will be felt throughout the league. So let's dive in and explore what led to this era-ending move and what it means for the future of the Green Bay Packers. Let's rewind to the 2018 NFL Draft. The Packers selected Jaire Alexander, a dynamic corner from Louisville, with the 18th pick. From day one, his energy and confidence were unmistakable. He was ready to take over, not just fit in. Alexander brought much-needed swagger and playmaking to the Packers' secondary. As a rookie, he challenged top receivers and quickly became a fan favorite with his fiery play. His raw talent and instincts were obvious, and he battled every snap. By his 3rd season, he'd developed into an elite, top-tier corner, shutting down one side of the field. Quarterbacks learned quickly. Throwing his way was a risk. Alexander became the leader of the secondary, the guy the defense relied on for big stops. The Packers had found their true shutdown corner, a defensive cornerstone for years to come. The 2020 season was Alexander's breakout. He dominated on the field, showing a level of confidence and skill that made him stand out among his peers. Week after week, he matched up against the league's best receivers and consistently shut them down, earning respect from coaches, teammates, and even his opponents. His quick reactions, physicality, and football IQ made him a nightmare for quarterbacks who dared to throw his way. That year, Alexander earned his first Pro Bowl selection, a huge milestone for any player, but especially meaningful for someone who had worked so hard to reach the top. The honor put the league on notice. Jaire Alexander was now one of the NFL's elite cornerbacks, and he wasn't going anywhere. He didn't stop there. In 2022, Alexander was selected to the Pro Bowl once again, proving that his elite status wasn't just a one-year wonder. He had become a cornerstone of the Packers' defense, a player whose presence changed the way offenses approached every game. Whenever Alexander was on the field, the Packers' defense played with a different energy. His leadership and swagger inspired his teammates, and his ability to make big plays in crucial moments gave the entire unit a boost of confidence. Alexander's ability to lock down the league's top threats gave the Packers' defense a rare flexibility. Defensive coordinators could trust him to handle one side of the field, freeing up others to blitz or double-team elsewhere. His presence allowed the team to take more risks, knowing he could erase mistakes with a single play. In May 2022, the Packers made a statement about how much they valued Alexander's impact. They rewarded him with a massive 4-year, $84 million contract extension, making him the highest-paid cornerback in NFL history at the time. The deal was a testament to his hard work, his consistency, and the belief that he could anchor the defense for years to come. This contract wasn't just a reward for past performance, it was an investment in the future. The Packers were sending a clear message. Jaire Alexander was the face of their defense, and they were building around him. His journey from a confident rookie to a franchise cornerstone was now complete. With 12 career interceptions and a reputation as one of the league's true shutdown artists, Alexander had earned every penny of his new deal. His stats told only part of the story. His impact went far beyond the numbers, changing the way teams game-planned against Green Bay. At that moment, it seemed like Alexander was destined to be a Packer for life. Fans embraced him as a hero, and his future with the franchise looked brighter than ever. He was on track to become one of the all-time greats in Green Bay history. The contract extension was more than just a financial agreement. It was a symbol of his journey, a reminder of how far he'd come since his rookie days. From a young player with big dreams to a superstar with a legacy in the making, Alexander's story was still being written. But as every football fan knows, careers in the NFL rarely follow a straight line. The next chapter for Alexander and for the Packers was still unwritten, full of both promise and uncertainty. Just as Alexander reached the top, injuries began to derail his career. After signing his record contract, the story shifted from his play to his absences. In 2021, a shoulder injury limited him to just 4 games, and though he returned for the playoffs, it was a tough season. He bounced back in 2022 with a Pro Bowl year, but the injury bug returned in 2023 and 2024. He played only 7 games each season, plagued by a series of nagging issues. Over 4 years, he was available for just half the games, 34 out of 68. For a team with Super Bowl hopes, missing your top defender, that often is a huge problem. The Packers were left with a star they couldn't count on to be on the field. Availability became Alexander's biggest challenge. Alexander's injury history wasn't just one issue. It was a string of setbacks. In 2023, he battled quadriceps, groin, and then a knee injury that ended his season. He tried to return, but couldn't finish a game, adding to the frustration. This pattern, brief returns, new injuries, made it impossible for the defense to build chemistry. The uncertainty of his availability forced others into bigger roles and constant adjustments. The Packers had an elite talent and contract, but only a part-time player. Over 4 seasons, the picture was clear. A phenomenal player whose body wouldn't cooperate. That reality was central to the decision to move on. In the NFL, it always comes back to the money. Alexander's massive contract became a burden as his injuries mounted. The Packers had to ask, was his contribution worth the price? Ultimately, they said no. Releasing him clears $17 million in cap space, money that can reshape the roster. With 2 years left on his deal, paying over $20 million a year for a part-time player was unsustainable. The move is about reallocating resources, betting that depth and reliability will serve the team better. It's a classic business decision. Maximize value under the cap, even if it means saying goodbye to a star. The Packers are choosing flexibility and future health over one expensive, unreliable player. Injuries and money weren't the only issues. There was also a suspension. Late in 2023, Alexander was suspended 1 game for conduct detrimental to the team. The incident? He joined the coin toss as an unauthorized captain and made a call, confusing the officials. It was a bizarre move, seen as undermining team authority. The suspension sent a clear message. No one is above the team. Combined with his injuries and contract, this incident raised new concerns about accountability. It marked a turning point in the relationship between Alexander and the Packers. The team began to seriously consider a future without their star corner. Without Alexander, the Packers' secondary faces a huge challenge. For years, the defense relied on his shutdown ability. Now that luxury is gone. The pressure shifts to young corners like Eric Stokes and Carrington Valentine to step up fast. The margin for error just got smaller, and the team may need to adjust its defensive scheme. With $17 million in cap space, the Packers could sign a veteran or tweak their approach. This move signals a shift in philosophy. Prioritize depth and flexibility over loyalty to one star. It's a disciplined, business-first approach, even if it creates short-term problems. The Packers are betting this will make them stronger in the long run. The defense will look very different without its cornerstone. As the Packers move forward, the future of Jaire Alexander becomes one of the most intriguing questions in the NFL. After years of being a cornerstone of Green Bay's defense, Alexander now faces a crossroads in his career. The team's decision to move on signals a new era, not just for the Packers, but for Alexander himself. Alexander faces a new chapter, one filled with uncertainty, but also opportunity. He's no longer just a Packer. He's a free agent, a proven talent searching for the right fit and a chance to remind everyone why he's considered elite. At 28, he's still in his prime, with the speed, instincts, and confidence that made him a first-round pick. His athleticism and football IQ remain top tier, and he's hungry to show he can still lock down the league's best receivers. When healthy, Alexander is among the league's best, a true shutdown corner who can change the course of a game with a single play. His highlight reel is filled with clutch interceptions and game-saving tackles. Teams across the league will line up for a shutdown corner, especially one with Alexander's pedigree. Coaches and general managers know the value of a player who can erase an opponent's top weapon, but his health will be the big question. Recent injuries have raised concerns, and teams will want to see if he can stay on the field for a full season. Durability will be the key factor in his next contract. Expect a short, incentive-heavy deal, one that rewards Alexander for games played and big performances. Teams will be cautious, but the upside is undeniable if he returns to form. Teams want to see if he can stay on the field, and Alexander knows this is his chance to prove he's still a top-tier cornerback. Every practice, every snap, every game will be a statement. For Alexander, it's a chance to prove himself, to silence the doubters, and show he's more than just a product of the Packers system. He's motivated, focused, and ready to put in the work. With a chip on his shoulder and something to prove, Alexander enters this next phase with renewed determination. He's not just playing for a contract, he's playing for his legacy. A fresh start could reignite his career, giving him the platform to showcase his skills on a new stage. Sometimes, a change of scenery is exactly what a player needs to reach new heights. He'll be motivated to show the Packers they made a mistake letting him go, using every opportunity to prove he's still one of the best in the game. He could join a contender, bringing veteran leadership and elite coverage skills to a team on the brink of a deep playoff run. His presence could elevate a defense from good to great. Alexander could be the missing piece for a championship run, the difference maker in a tight playoff game, or the leader who inspires a young secondary to new heights. This story is far from over. Rumors will swirl, headlines will be written, and fans everywhere will watch closely to see where Alexander lands and how he responds. Both the Packers and Alexander have something to prove. The team must show it can thrive without its star corner, while Alexander aims to remind everyone of his value. How it plays out will be one of the NFL's most compelling storylines in 2025. Every snap, every play, every headline will add to the drama. The end of one era is the beginning of another. For Jaire Alexander, the next chapter is unwritten, and the football world will be watching every step of the way.